Mic check 1 2.
According to state TV, explosions are heard in Jask, South Iran.
Just keep an eye on the market, seeing a movement towards the upside in this P500, a little bit downside on WTI. No headlines so far at the moment that we can see. Of course, if there is anything related to that, we'll relay that to you as soon as we can. Secured overnight financing rate 3.64% July 23rd versus 3.62% July 22nd.
Welcome everyone to the Pro Trader Room Plus. We're here for the gold open and the market, U.S. market open. My name is Lee Goldstein, the trading director for 10-minute trades. Please remember, all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. Okay, I've been listening to the news and I did not see um, explosions being heard in Iran. That might be what's causing the gold price to spike. You know, every time I do something where I wanted to come into this room this morning to trade the gold open, and what do we have? Crazy gold behavior because of what's
Also,
going
this
on in the
P500
news.
index futures, Nasdaq 100 futures quickly spike up. Again, no news related to the move. Also did see WTI moving
Right
down
now,
the back
they're
of at the
saying
same
on
time
our
as the move in the S&P 500.
calendars that
Gold
there's
did see a
no
little bit of
news
move towards the upside.
related to this spike.
So
Now,
at the
I
moment, the only
did
headline
just
that we
see
had from
explosions
a while
heard
ago
in
now
southern Iran.
was you had
That's all
commentary
that I
from
heard.
News in regards to Pakistan foreign minister emphasizing the importance the de-escalating tensions and expressed concerns about
So,
the rising tensions
I honestly
during a
don't
meeting with
know
Iran's foreign minister Araghchi. Then you had headlines
what's
from
causing
a
it,
Danish tanker
if
company
anything.
Tor
So,
said that
I'm
oil
watching
products tanker
the
Tor Innovation
NQ in the
reroutes bodies
middle.
through the
I
Suez
have it on
Canal instead of
MNQ
possible
right now,
transits via the southern
which
Red
is fine.
Sea due to the security situation. Other
I
than that,
made a
there isn't anything
mess
else.
of my eval account this morning. I had two terrible scalps, and American Express earnings was ruined by Verizon. So what happened was American Express and Verizon were both scheduled at the same time. Verizon has not really moved the markets very much on their earnings. Verizon was positive earnings. It filled us long. They came out before American Express. American Express came out about 15 seconds later. Verizon didn't move well enough to fill our target. American Express was lousy earnings or a bad response to the earnings. It created a whipsaw. So we got stopped on American Express. I took a scalp. I got stopped on that. That's two stops. Then I took another scalp for a test of the high on the YM. I got stopped out on that. So happily, after making $1,000 on the prop account yesterday, and it is an eval, so life will not end. But I'm down $830 this morning on this account. So my first goal is I'll trade this account like I always do if I have a bad start to the day. I just keep trading that account, try to build it back up. That's the plan. And I'll trade my funded accounts on the good trades like we always do. The market opens. So I wanted to get here early because we have a
Continue Nikkei,
new
Bank Japan to keep key rate
setup
unchanged at
for the
next week's
gold
policy meeting,
open.
according to
And
sources.
yesterday it made some money. So we like that. We always want to make some money. So let me go over the new setup. So it's gold or micro gold. You could do either. It's three positions. So if you're trading regular gold, it's a lot of risk. It's $10 a tick. And gold could move 80 ticks in the blink of an eye. Just looking at this one candle where they're not even saying there's any news. 64 ticks. That's $640 in less than a minute of movement. So don't ever be ashamed to trade micros. If you feel like you can't make enough money on micros, just add some contracts and you still could be taking some less risk, right? Some less risk. If I get quiet, it's not because my brain is not working. It's because I'm looking at the news feed to see if there's anything going on. Okay, just keep that in mind. I'm not suffering from any problems with my brain. All right, just want you to know that up front. Who's watching on YouTube? We're streaming early on YouTube. I've been doing a lot more streaming on YouTube. Keep in mind, YouTubers, there's latency. You're about 15 seconds late. So if I take a trade, it's going to be 15 seconds late on YouTube. So you want to be a member. You want to join the trade room. You want to join the trade room. We're streaming on YouTube to show you what this is all about. But ultimately, it's much more beneficial to be in the trade room because if you take a trade with us or with a member who announces an immediate trade, then you can have less latency and have a better opportunity if it's a good trade to make money on it. Micro gold. First thing first. Strategy. Looking at the magnet. All right. Looking at the magnet. Stop of 50 on micro gold. All right. It's $1 a tick on micro gold. Now, I'm not necessarily trading the magnet. I'm using it for signals. MGC magnet is what I label it. And as I said, I'm on my eval account this morning for many trades. Not all, but many. I have a reverse continuation as well on the chart. And I'm looking for a 40 tick target. And we'll do a 50 tick, 50 target, 50 stop on that. Reverse continuation. Label it GC, MGC. Reverse continuation, put it in the correct account that you're trading. And now we will put our gold open on. We'll click News Trader. It's a breakout trade. Let me load my gold open template. I have a new setup. I'm pretty sure we called it Gold Open 3 Contract Trade. So let's find that. Gold Open 3 Contract Trade. I think I called it gold. I thought I called it gold new open. I know I have it. Maybe GC open. Let's check under GC. I'm testing a new version of the magnet. I'm hoping next week I have something fun planned. Why don't I have this? I'm positive that I stored this template 1,000,000,000%. And I called it a 3 contract trade. GC open. Let me just look one more time on the gold open. If not, I'll reset it. Doesn't make sense. I'm 1,000,000% positive that I did this. Gold breakout open 723. That's it, but I didn't call it 3 contract. Okay. Let's rename it Gold New Open 3 contract. Let's call it GC. Takes up a little bit less space. GC New Open 3 contract. 3 CTR. Date it today. Today's the 24th. And it will be there Monday. When you load a renamed template, it saves it for you. Okay, this is it. We are a breakout trade on the new Micro Gold Open. Activate 819.59. Activate 819.59. We've got a 20 bracket. Gold opens at 820. Position 1, position 2, position 3, they all equal 1. One contract for each. Target 1 is 12. Target 2 is 25. Target 3 is 45 ticks. The stop is 30. If it hits our first target, target one stop move will move to BE, break even. It will move the stop automatically to break even. Another interesting thing you could do, if it hits target 2, you could move your stop instead of if it hits target 1. Target 2 stop move could be break even. I'll do target 1 and I'll manage the trade. Label it GC open or GC breakout, whatever you want to label it. Every setup must have a label. Every setup must have a label. If you want to save it as a template before you use it, apply it, then go to template, type save, and then just start typing the name of the template. GC open, today's date, okay? And then save it. That's how you save a template. Don't forget the account. Default accounts are SIM. We're going to leave it on SIM for a minute. We're going to test the bracket by putting the time on 0. Activation time, instead of 8, we're going to put it 00. Apply it. The chart account is on SIM. Put your chart trader on SIM. When you turn on a trade with 0 time, it generates the brackets. As soon as there's price movement, you must have price
Order
movement
submitted.
for brackets to generate. And that's very good. It's not too tight like that where I can't manage the trade, and it's not so far apart that I can't manage the trade. That's the reason I put the
Order
time on
canceled.
0, just to make sure I can manage the trade. Then highlight the breakout, and put it back on 8/19/59. We have our setup. Change the account to your prop or your live account. Apply it and OK it. I also, don't forget, I have a reverse continue and a magnet on the same chart. Now my middle chart, turn on your gold open trade first. Put your chart trader on the account you're trading. Okay. And then in the middle, I have a magnet on the MNQ. All right. A stop of 100. High of day, low of day is on. And I'll put that in a funded account. MNQ magnet. I have a new funded account that's up a couple of bucks from yesterday. And let's put also a reverse continue MNQ on the chart. Change the breakout to a reverse continue. To add a second setup to the chart, you double click News Trader. If you're going to add a magnet to the chart, you double click magnet. Okay. If you want to add a reverse continue and a breakout, those are both in the News Trader strategy. So you would click News Trader twice and set up 2 setups. So I click News Trader and I change the breakout to a reverse continue on the MNQ. Couple of contracts, target 1, 75. And we'll put our stop on 75. Label it MNQ reverse continue. And we'll put it on the same funded account that we put the magnet on. So we have a magnet and a reverse continue. With a magnet, you have to set up your order entries. If it breaks the previous open, I might consider going long. I don't like taking magnets quite this early. It's a little bit early for me. We had a big news move here. All right. We had a news move. So I'm keeping an eye on things. We have the VWAP. We have VWAP signals. Okay. Excuse me. But the main thing I'm here for is the gold open. I don't mind putting a magnet on gold, the micro, and I have a reverse continue on my gold open. All right. Does anyone have any questions? Hang on. So they don't stop complaining about Mondami. They just don't stop. I haven't seen New York destroyed, falling apart yet. There's a lot of controversy about anti-Semitism. Is he an anti-Semite? Just because he's Muslim does not make him an anti-Semite. I don't know how I feel. I have not done enough research, but I don't see New York collapsing at the moment.
US seeks to unlock frozen Venezuela assets for earthquake aid. So they say that
But
US
he
and
is
Venezuela are
trying to make the
SDRs
super
banking
wealthy
in gold.
pay a little bit more of their fair share if you follow him. If you have a second home and it's worth more than $5
These
million,
declarations will take stock of the
there's a
situation this
tax on it
December.
now. Okay, Roz. Gold rolled over to December. Okay, let's take a look real quick. This is important. Thank you, Nitin. So December gold is GC. Go to tools, instrument lists, go to the futures folder, add GC 1026. 1226. Sorry, there is no October. GC 1226. I already have it in. Add MGC 1226. Now I'm going to check my market analyzer. MGC 1226, very low volume. I'm going to look at 826. I think you're mistaken, Nitin. It's got 4 days, and there's no volume on December. No volume on December. 108 on 8 and 4,000. So I would not trade December on that. Next week. Next week is rollover. All right. That's crazy that your ninja rolled you over. I would not trade gold with 4,000 volume. That's not acceptable volume. All right. It's a mistake. You should send them an email and ask them what's up with that. What's up with that? What's that Saturday Night Live routine? It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. What's up with that? What's up with that? Isn't that what it is? What's up with that? Are we gonna take a long on the MNQ for a test of the eye? I'll do it. I'll let the magnet fill it. Calvin, come on. What's up with that? What's up with that? Was that the name of that routine? It was one of the funniest routines I've ever seen. Not as funny as Jeopardy. Their Jeopardy with what's his name playing Sean Con Sean what Sean what's his name? Oh man, I'm really drawing a blank on all of that. It's hilarious. Celebrity Jeopardy. It's so funny. But what's up with that is really funny music. It's old. It's not new Saturday Night Live. New Saturday Night Live, unfortunately, not that funny. Not that funny. I don't understand why they got rid of the funniest thing that was on the show. Please destroy videos. They fired or got rid of two of the guys, kept the redheaded guy. I don't know why he kept the job. I mean, I know why he kept the job because it's a big career move for him, but he's embarrassing. He's bad. He was great with those please don't destroy videos. They were hilarious. Really, really funny. Please destroy or please don't destroy. Anyway, hilarious. And now they just neutered. They neutered him. That's the best way to explain it. They neutered him. All right, so gold is still 8. There is no October gold. Mayor Mondami is not a communist. I don't care what anybody says. He's not a communist. And, they could call people socialists, whatever you want to do. If you believe that everybody deserves health care and that makes you a socialist, fine. It's high time. We're one of the only civilized countries where people don't have proper health care. Universal. What you want to do, universal and private, working together.
Order submitted.
Here we go, gold open. You always want to have the opportunity to buy. If you have money, you want to buy your health care, buy it. If you have an emergency and things are slow, you should be able to go around the slow system with a private system. You have to do things with an open mind and with smarts. Watching this gold open, but for anyone to be against universal health care, it's just, you're not a Christian. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. There is no reason why everyone shouldn't have food to eat and universal health care. And we can talk about education also. Everyone educated helps the country. Helps the country. We live in a country where people are so uneducated now. It's unbelievable. It's beyond comprehension. Watching the gold open, this may be a trade I would cancel. Because we didn't get a fill. Gold doesn't have a gigantic trend at the moment. So my gut feeling is I don't really want a fill. I don't really want to trade here because I don't think we're going to get a big move in either direction at the moment. So I'm going to wait for news. I don't really want to be filled short. I'm going to wait for news. Short would be, I think this move up is fake. It's a fake news move up. Fake is the wrong word. It's a news move up that's not going to hold. That's what I'm thinking. So not much of a move on the gold open this morning. We waited a minute and a half. Now we would be filled at this triangle. And we did not have a fill. It's 2 minutes. That's long enough for me on the gold open.
Order canceled.
All right. So I'm canceling the gold open. Calvin, the problem is it's you can't. There's always going to be people who abuse every system, right? Isn't that? Is there any way to really? We don't always know everybody's reasons. I mean, I don't think someone should have 6 kids and then go on the dole. It's not fair. Of course, I don't think anybody's in favor of that. But so many people are hungry in America today, and cutting all the things that the government has cut lately has only made it worse. People are struggling and starving in the richest country in the world. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Where are people's Christian values? And I'm Jewish. A lot of people do work and they still can't pay. They don't have the money. They can't afford it. They can't pay for car insurance. They can't afford a car. Some people have lousy jobs. Some people screw up. I don't want to pay for everybody's screw up. I don't. But I don't want to pay to bomb the whole world either. And I'm willing to take plenty of billions. Plenty of billions are available. All you have to do is audit the Defense Department, and all the money's there. The Defense Department has never done an audit. Get rid of some of the waste, some of the fraud. Use that money to feed people, help people buy their medicine, blah, blah, blah. All right. Watching the MNQ here. We don't have 8:30 news. We don't have 8:30 news. Larry, what do you mean Canada does not pay 40%? Oh, no one's going to pay 40% in taxes. You're missing the point, guys. And everybody's missing the point. We have the money. We don't have to raise taxes to do it. That's my whole point. You just have to allocate the money we spend a little bit more intelligently. That's all. Allocate the money properly. Take a few billion from here, a billion from here. The money's being spent poorly. The money's being spent poorly. We don't have to raise taxes to do this. I'm telling you. Uh,
Simon's going to
some
the
come.
CPI data for
Denmark
Canada to
doesn't make
December
as much
month
money
forecast
as us.
minus 0.4%.
Calvin, we're in debt because
1.2%.
we're
CPI
spending it
year-on-year
all
minus
on
13
things that we
0.6%.
shouldn't be spending it on.
And Canadian RMPI month-to-month forecast minus 1.3%.
All of this is just
Higher
ways
than
of saying I
4.7%.
don't want to help other people. It doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. We can do it. I'm telling you. If we put our minds to it, we can do it. We can. The money's there. We don't have to go more in debt to do
According
it.
to TASM News, explosions were heard in
We
Saudi
can do
Arabia.
it. All right. Explosions in Saudi Arabia. The world's on fire, folks. The world's on fire. It's terrible. The world is on fire. Right now, I'm just watching micro gold. I'm watching the MNQ. I'm finding it difficult to take a long with the world on fire. I mean, but the stock market doesn't care. As long as nukes are not dropped, I think the stock market will continue to behave the way it's behaving. As long as nukes are not dropped. Calvin, I'm not arguing. Maybe there can be some sort of a work requirement. There's things that can be done, but we don't have to raise our taxes. I'm telling you, we don't. We're wasting so much money. I'm just watching right now the price of the MNQ. I'm watching gold. I was thinking gold's going long, not short. That's why I did not want to be filled short on gold. Now, putting gold high of day, low of day, if it breaks, if gold breaks that previous burst up, I think we might get it. I think we're going to get a test of the high on gold, micro gold. So why not take the long here? You can. You can go instant long if you want to. You can go instant long if you want to. I think we're going to test the high. That's what I think. Not, I mean, as of late, gold's been moving in the direction of the regular markets. That means we will test the high most probably on the MNQ also if gold starts to test the high. So, Calvin, here's another thing I believe. I believe that everybody at 18 should be forced to do a year of service. If you don't want to do military, you should have to do like the old days, what they used to call it. No one needs to rush into college at 18. It should be required of every American to do a year of volunteer service. Volunteers of America, uh, whatever honorable organization you want to choose, choose it. Uh, you want to do the Red Cross, do the Red Cross. You want to do Salvation Army,
1
do
minute
the
again, I
Salvation
believe the
Army. You
name
want to
should
do the
turn back to normal.
SPCA, do the SPCA. Something honorable, a year of service, then go to college or get a job or whatever. I think it should be required. It should be required. Nobody has any civic love. Nobody cares about anybody except themselves. We have to change this country for the better. We have to go back to good values, not racist, white supremacist values, good values, not the Confederacy values, good values. We can do it. We can do it. But we have to care about our neighbors.
10 seconds.
You can't hate everyone in the world. Uh, just watching, I'm going to
Minus
put
1.4%, minus
my
1.4%
middle
over
chart,
the forecast of minus 0.4%. Canadian PPI year on year
thinking of
12.4%.
putting my middle
Canadian
chart
RPI
on
monthly
micro
month
gold.
minus
I want to start
6.1%,
looking at oil
lower
because
than
we're
the
getting ready
forecast
for
of
the
minus
market open.
1.3%.
Our normal opens. Let's do this. Let's set up our RTY chart on the right. RTY, we have a reverse continue. So let's put the reverse continue on. One position. Oh, this agriculture secretary is on the news. Oh my God. These people, they're going to blame Biden and Obama for the rest of our lives, that they will never take responsibility for anything. 35 target one, 35 on the stop, 35 on the target, 35 on the stop, RTY.
According to Stats Can Flash estimate, Canada's
Yeah,
own
eggs
manufacturing
came down
sector
in
is
price
slightly down
because
0.1%
swine
for the 5 months.
flu was less. That's why egg prices were up. Swine flu killed millions of chickens, you
According to Stats
idiots.
Can Flash estimate,
We're going
Canada's
to
June
label
retail
it
trade most likely rose
RTY reverse
2.7% for the
continue.
5 months.
Biden didn't cause the price of eggs to go up. It was swine flu. Holy God in heaven. We're going to trade a funded account for the RTY. I have to figure out which account. Give me a minute. One position, 35 target, 35 stop, 35 stop. Let's apply it for a second. On the funded accounts, we are going to trade our RTY on, okay, I'm using account number 66 funded for the RTY. So we're going to right click strategies, highlight the reverse continue, and put the chart on that account 66. Apply it. Then I'm going to go to News Trader and add our range trade for the RTY. Load the template, RTY range. They just will not stop lying, these people. They don't stop lying. It's unbelievable. They think if they lie, people are going to believe that the gas prices are low. You can't say gas is low. Lower than Biden. RTY open. Just like the pool was slashed. We're starting the range 925.00. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Show the range graphics on chart. I can't take it anymore. End the range 930.00. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 10. Target 2 is 20. The stop 25 to 35. Target 1 stop move is break even. If we hit the
We have
first
posted a
target on the
daily PTO
RTY
James Bond
range,
on feed for you to read through.
target one stop move goes to BE, and we will put that on the same funded account as the reverse continue. And then I will add a magnet to my RTY chart. Right now it's off. One position, I'm really just looking at signals with a 35 stop. Target one tick offset is -3 default. -3 default, label it RTY magnet. And putting it on, whoops, the correct chart. Same funded account, apply it. So look, we're getting a pretty strong MNQ sell-off now. MNQ. With the news in the world, I would expect the markets to wind up down today. I'd be pretty shocked if they're open, if they're up. I think the world news is just too darn negative. It's too negative. Turning off my auto trading right now. I just want to watch. We're going to change our chart in the middle anyway. MNQ is going to become a YM chart.
Live news now in
0926.
regards to the explosions heard in Saudi Arabia. They say news sources
Hold
report
on.
that an explosion was heard in Saudi Arabia as a result of drone strike on a logistic depot belonging to US-backed army.
There was a drone strike explosion in Saudi Arabia, and I couldn't make out where he said it was. It was a drone attack. So I'll let you know what that says. Our YM chart is our middle chart. The oil chart is going to be our left chart, CL 0926. Oil's down 280. What is going on with that? What's up with that? There was no DMM today, TJ. Did you not get the email? There was an email about the DMMs. You should have gotten, okay. No DMM today. These have been very challenged reports. I do have a setup for 9:45 flash manufacturing. We'll definitely go over it, promise. There was no news trade on at 8:30. Eggs, currently best value organic 18 pack. Here's the thing about eggs. Free range is not the best. There's something called, oh man, I can't think of the name now. It's not, there's something better than free range. And I can't remember what they call it. Most eggs are not good for you because they're poison. I don't want to be so negative today. Let's finish. You know how I feel about the food supply. I'm pretty negative about the food supply, pretty negative about politics. I would like to be positive. Let's finish positive for the rest of the day. Let's just talk trading for the rest of the morning. But it's very difficult, when you see these morons who have been appointed to very important positions talking and they know nothing because they're not qualified for their jobs. I would not be a good Department of Defense leader. That would not be a good job for me. All right. Middle chart YM. Let's look at oil. Oil is going to test the low. It's going to do it right now.
Order submitted.
And I want to take advantage of it. I'm going to destroy this account is what I'm really worried about today. I think oil's going to test the low. Now, if the world news screws us up, we're going to get a burst and oil's going to go up. That's the danger of taking this short. The news of the day could hurt me. So now I do want to change our oil setups. Our reverse continue is being used. The magnet on oil, 35 tick stop, one contract, We're on 56 account. Label it CL Magnet. Label it CL Magnet. I'm worried about this oil trade, but my scalping's been very difficult this morning. Turning off the high of day, low of day signals because I'm already in a trade. All right, I don't need the signals if I'm already in a trade. The VWAP signals will still get generated. The reversal signals will still get generated. I mean the word orders. When you have high of day, low of day on, watch what happens. The orders, entries, show up. They're not live unless you put this magnet in auto mode. It's not in auto mode. So you could see where your entries will be. You can adjust where your entries are. Okay? They're not going to fill unless you're on auto. Okay? Unless you're on auto. Now, how much lower do I think oil's going to go? I could move my stop to safety and make $100. All right? Which I'll probably do because I've killed this account so badly. I'm going to watch right here, and if I get the opportunity to trail a little bit more, I'll trail this. Otherwise, I'll take my 100. Every tick down, I will trail a tick down, okay? And I'll leave it there. I'm not going to bring it back. So if we break the wick, if we touch the wick, the bottom of the wick, I'll trail again. Touch the wick, trail a tick. Touch the wick, trail 2 ticks, 3 ticks. Price is going down, I'm trailing. I'm going to test the low here. Possible. It's possible. So look, this trade is giving us half of our losses.
Order
A
filled.
third, a $300 trade almost. All right? I'll take it. I'll take that scalp. I'll take that scalp. Okay, look, it changed direction pretty dramatically very quickly. So I'm not going to cry in a corner it didn't test the low. It might still. It might still. Right now I'm chipping away at my morning loss. Okay, that was about a $200 trade. Chipping away at my morning loss. Okay. YM in the middle. Our RTY is ready for the open. We have our magnet. We have our RTY range. Let me go over the RTY range once more because that's a guaranteed trade. Click strategies, click news trader, change trade type to a range trade. Range start time is 9:25:00. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Show the range graphics on chart. Go up to activate entry range end. The range ends at 9:30:00. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 10 ticks, that's position 1. Target 2 is 20 ticks, that's position 2. Stop loss is 35. If we hit our first target, move the stop, target 1 stop move to BE, break even. Okay? The range trade is ready to go. Choose the account you're trading it on. Label it RTY range. Apply it and OK it. And you have your RTY range. With the magnet for the RTY, I'm using it essentially to watch signals. So I have the magnet trade enabled off. That just reminds me a big change we have to make. That's the most confusing thing in the software. We're going to change that label. When magnet trade enabled is off, it doesn't mean that the trade's off. It doesn't mean that the software is off. It means that the high of day, low of day orders don't show up. So that's a bad label. It's not explained well. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to make a new default. So it makes sense. When magnet trade
Iran's cannot
enabled,
says that the recent operation by
instead
the
of saying
IRGC
off, we'll
aims to eliminate
say
strategic targets.
something like don't show high of day, low of day orders,
That
right?
included Patriot missile
We want it to
systems,
be
surveillance
clear
balloon,
and
fighter jet hangar,
not
military barracks,
confusing.
and the army
Just one
headquarters as well.
position, -3 target. That's default. That means if you get 3 ticks to the magnet, it'll exit. 3 ticks away from the magnet is a test of the magnet.
So Mohammed Al Salmi,
That's
head of the National
controlled
Negotiating Delegation,
under the
said that
aftershock
the nations
reversal
that contrary to some
proximity
claims,
ticks.
Bab
And we're
al-Mandeb
going to
survey will
relabel
not
that
be closed.
also. Those are 2 labels that we're going to relabel. What do we mean? Most everyone doesn't even know what I mean when I say, what do I mean relabel? If you hover your mouse over an input, it describes
He
it.
also emphasized the
I'm going to
official position of the
relabel the
Yemeni armed
description.
forces is
All
limited
right.
to maritime siege against Saudi
Markman,
Arabia.
when I say
And
the
this action is
RTY
a
is a
response to the 12-year
guaranteed
blockade
trade,
imposed by
I
Saudi
mean
Arabia on Yemen,
guaranteed
and
that I'm
Riyadh's
going to
refusal to
take it,
accept any
not a
further sanctions to
guaranteed
resolve the
winner.
crisis.
Guaranteed that I'm going to take it. All right? That's what I mean. Sorry for the confusion. It's not a guaranteed winner. All right, so our RTY magnet, very simply, it's off, but it still generates signals. It just means our high of day, low of day orders will not be on the chart. We're trading the range trade. We don't need those orders right now. One position, 35 target. Everything is default pretty much except the 35 target. All right. Choose the account you're trading, label it RTY magnet. So our RTY range trade is ready to go. RTY magnet, RTY reverse continue. All right, our RTY is ready for the open. Now on the YM, we do have the exact same magnet, exact same range trade. Remember, one of our new setups is the YM range trade. Yesterday we traded it. It was a winner because there was no good levels to target. There's no harm in putting the YM magnet trade, not magnet, sorry, no harm in putting the YM range trade on your
Al
chart.
Salmi added that the siege will continue until Saudi Arabia ends
I'm
its
going to
blockade
load
of
the
Yemen
template.
and adopts a fair approach to ensure security, sovereignty, and
It's
defense
called
of
the
the Yemeni people.
YM open range. Right click and rename it with today's date. Always date and update the dates on your templates, and you'll know how you're trading everything up to the last minute. When you load it, it saves it. All right, our YM setup exactly the same as our RTY. 925.00, start the range, 6 ticks above, 6 ticks below. Show the range graphics on chart. End the range at 930.00. Oil is going to test the low. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1, target 1 is 10, target 2 is 20. Stop off 25 I use, target 1 stop move break even. It's the same setup. Choose the account you're trading in. What account are we going to trade YM in this morning? Let's trade YM in a funded account. 611. Apply it. That means we have to update our MNQ magnet, which was on the YM chart, but now it's a YM magnet. So we'll just do a 40 tick stop and put a new label on it, right? YM magnet. Now, usually on the YM, we do a 2 position. Let's do what we usually do. So position 1 is a 1, target 1 is -3. That's default. Position 2 is a 1. Let's go 10 ticks through the magnet. 10 ticks through our target. Okay? 10 ticks through our target. That's what position 2 controls. So our trade is a 2 position trade, exit 3 ticks away from the magnet, and or 10 ticks above or below the magnet, whatever the magnet is that we're targeting. It might be the high of day. It might be the VWAP, okay? It might be a pivot. We set up our target magnet trade up at the top for the YM. For any magnet, the trade setup for all targeting is set up at the top. There's also in the magnet a built-in reverse continue setup if you want to use the buttons. Reverse long, reverse short. Instead of the external extra setup, you could do it using the magnet. And also you have a signal now button. Enter ARS enter now. If you get a signal, the ARS enter now button becomes active for a few seconds. That trade is controlled with ARS management. Okay? It's a two position possible trade. So if you have one position with a 35 tick and a 35 stop, it's a one contract trade. If you add position two, add a contract, it's a two position trade. And then you should adjust your targets accordingly. Okay? I'm not trading signals with the signal button usually. I'm usually using my reverse continuation setup to trade signals. Did everybody understand that? Let me go over that again. Let me explain that again. So inside the magnet software, we have quite a few different ways to trade and multiple trade setups. The main trade setup of a magnet strategy is to target the high of day or the low of day. Or we can target on the control panel. If you change off to high of day, low of day, then you're targeting obviously high of day, low of day, and you have your orders, right? You can adjust your order entry. The heavy lines are your order entry. But we can also target the
signed $1 billion
VWAP.
agreement with Google for data center.
We can target the VWAP. Now, this is the craziest thing. I have to talk to the programmer. I don't know if this is us or Ninja. I can't highlight the VWAP. Just on that chart, and it's just Ninja's VWAP. Our VWAP, I can highlight. It's crazy. And on that chart, I can highlight the Ninja VWAP. On this chart, I cannot highlight by clicking the VWAP. It doesn't matter, but I'd like to be able to. I can duplicate that other chart. Anyway, it's crazy. I can target the VWAP by changing my control panel to manual entry price, and then the targeting button. I could target VWAP, I could target the PP, R1, R3. The day open is the orange line. You're going to still adjust your orders. If I'm going to target the VWAP, then I want my order entry down here, right? We're moving down to the VWAP. If I want it to be auto, it shows me my target. It shows me my sell. If I hover, if I turn it auto, it'll automatically go short at 59. All right. Right now, I'm not targeting that. I'm waiting for our range trade. But if you are interested in targeting different pivots, put it on manual entry price, choose the target you want to target. The trade's already set up. Remember? The trade's set up. If you set it up top, right now the magnet should be off so you could set up the trade, right? Highlight the strategy, highlight the magnet to set up the trade. How many positions? 1. The target, -3. That just means 3 ticks away from your magnet, which is the target. But if you want to do a second position, like we did on the YM, and we want it to be 10 ticks above or below the magnet, you put a 10 in there. Okay. The other thing I like to do if I'm targeting, like on the YM, we have a two position magnet trade. I like to highlight, so I'll highlight the magnet, target one stop move. I like to put it on break even. If I hit my first target on the YM, I move my stop to break even. Most trades in the morning, because I'm doing so many different setups at once, I
Seeing shares
do
of Verizon
as
trending
much
positive as management
protection
puts
of
in
profit
multiples.
that I can automate as possible because I've got too many setups going on at once. If you're
With
only
the the
trading
payout
one or two
structure, revenue
setups,
will
which
begin
is
to
what
layer
you
due to
should
our
be
results
doing,
starting
you shouldn't be
2027.
trading 10 setups. Nobody can do that and manage them properly, right? One or two setups is all you need to make money. Choose the two best setups that are working the best for you and manage those at the open. Okay, don't trade every single setup. I'm trading every single setup because I'm showing you, teaching you all the setups that we have available. But a two target magnet trade, I like to use the target one stop move to go to break even if I hit the first target. All right. Let's make sure we're on the right trading account. We are. Let's make sure our chart trader is on the right trading account, and it is. And we can turn on our YM. We have the one thing I was finishing setting up, the YM range, right? We set it up. We have that YM range, exactly the same as the RTY. I don't enable that. I don't turn it on because I decide closer to the open if I'm going to trade it or not. You can't trade two setups in the same account at the same time. So I can't trade a magnet and a range trade simultaneously in the same account. They will interfere with each other. You could do it in two different accounts. Okay. Like at 9 o'clock, Nitin trades a range trade and a trap trade, a breakout trade and a trap trade on gold. But you can't do it in the same account. You have to do it in two prop accounts or two cash accounts, or prop and cash, etc. All right.
BlackRock kicks off US high-grade bond sale tied to
Some
Fed
things are
meeting.
common sense, but not everybody understands it in the beginning.
Once again, there's BlackRock kicking off US
We
high-grade
also
bond
have a
sale tied to
YM
Fed.
reverse continue. We'll do a 35 target and a 35 stop. Just one contract because it's in a funded account. I'm not going to scalp like a maniac in a funded account. YM reverse continue is the correct label. All right. So my YM trades are all set up. They're all in the same account. So I've got what's my most important YM? Normally I do the magnet most mornings. Today, it looks like we have magnet possibilities. Why do I say that? I'm adjusting my high of day, low of day orders. This line here, this orange line, 51,920 on the YM, is the previous open. That's a magnet. You can target that. Go down on the control panel, manual entry price, go to the target area here, day open, target day open. Okay? Then you would put your order, you would adjust your order in a reasonable place where you might get a fill if the market goes down to the day's open. For now, I'm looking at high of day, low of day on our YM. It's Friday. I think the markets are going to have some open volatility. I think we'll get to the high or we'll get to the low this morning. That's what I'm thinking. If not, I don't have to turn on my automatic magnet by making it purple. If it's purple, it will fill the order when it gets to this heavy line. Okay, it'll fill the short or the long if it goes up. If I'm not on auto and I decide I want to trade my magnet YM range, just enable it before 9:30 and you'll have the range. Now, did I want to take a VWAP short signal? That actually was a good
I
signal
think they
because
put
it was on
unchanged
filtering
at
of 2.
3.63%, July 23rd.
Oh, you know you're crazy when you're trading the Singapore Open. You know you're an addict if you're trading the Singapore Open. You know you're an addict if you know when the Singapore Open is, right? Would you agree? Frank? I would think so. All right, oil, folks. It's been not so choppy. That's the market open, 9 o'clock. All right. Looks like it might want to test the low. It might. We have a 25, at least a 20 bracket if we take a breakout on the oil open, which we don't do anymore because it's not effective. It hasn't been effective. Effective means we want 4 out of 5 good moves. They don't have to be winners, but we want 4 out of 5 tradable moves. All right, let's go back to our setups. RTY is ready. The range trade is our main favorite trade on the RTY, the 5 minute. That's what I mean when I said that's a guarantee trade. I take that trade every morning. RTY, if you want to watch magnet signals, you can turn on the magnet, but I don't want targeting on. So it's off. That turns off my signals. Sorry, turns off my orders. I keep saying signals. It turns off my physical orders. If it's on off, it turns off physical orders. YM, you can turn on your reverse continue. We've got our magnet on, but we're not on automatic unless you do that. Right now we're just watching YM. Oil we're done with. We made a couple of $100 on the oil pre-open. That was, in my opinion, looked like the best opportunity. I don't really continue trading oil now because we have our other setups. So we will turn off our oil setup. One of them is not labeled properly. This is why you must label your setups. One of my oils was labeled MGC reverse continue. I didn't know what to cancel. That's why you must label every setup. Every setup gets a label. So now we're going to change our oil chart to MNQ 0926. We have a bunch of MNQ. Oh, ouch. Market open setups. All right. We're going to turn our oil magnet into an MNQ magnet. Right click, click strategies, double click the magnet, 2 contracts, 100 stop on our MNQ magnet. Let's label it MNQ magnet. Let's label it. Now I'm thinking about where I want to trade everything. So I want to trade 2 funded accounts, 1 eval. So MNQ, I'll trade funded, not the YM. So I'm going to change my YM to eval and my MNQ funded. Let me adjust my MNQ reverse continue. 100 stop, 100 target. The number of contracts up to you. You decide the amount of risk you want to take. You don't do what I do. The risk you take is personal to you. MNQ reverse continued. But the label should be very similar to what I label it, so you know what to call the setup. So we have an MNQ magnet and an MNQ reverse continue at the moment. All right. 100, stop, 100, target. Okay it, apply it, okay it. I'm going to change my YM account. That's what I said I was going to do. So YM, turn off the setups for a minute. Highlight, go to strategies. On the range trade, remember that one wasn't turned on. So I'm going to trade my YM on my eval account this morning, just because I don't want 3 funded accounts on the open, just in case there should be frozen orders or a problem with data. I don't want it on 3 accounts. 2 is enough risk. The magnet, eval. Right now we only have 1 eval account. And the reverse continue. Everything else is funded. Reverse continue. $35 target, 35 stop. All right. And then put it on the account you want to trade it on. I say the same things over and over. And make sure you label it. YM reverse continue. All right. So our YM setups are back. We have a magnet. That's our most important YM, usually in the morning. And the reverse continue. However, I might decide I'm going to trade the range. The range has worked pretty well on the YM. All right. Nitin had a good trap on gold. We probably should trade the 9 a.m. gold trades. They work. They work very good. It's just we have so much going on. So much going on. I can teach everybody the trades. Maybe next week we'll do a special webinar and teach some extra setups, because I have another setup. We didn't even test our new NQ opening range trade. We have a 5-minute NQ. We have too many setups. But I like to present them so you can choose what works best for you. Some of you might just do what I do, but some of you might do other things. Let's get our MNQ pre-open trade set up. We have a 925 MNQ pre-open. It's a breakout trade. All right. I'll load the template and I'll explain the setup. 9:45 we have flash manufacturing. So this is a tricky morning. I'm going to try and not go so fast that everyone can't follow, but we have extra stuff. So our MNQ pre-open, we call it pre-new MNQ. Something like that. But pre is the key word. Pre-market open. Pre-MNQ, 3 contract. That's it. Right click, date it, today's date, 7/24. Load it. Here's the setup. This is a new setup this week. 9/24/59. Updated. Bracket of 30. Position 1, 2, and 3 are all 1. Position 1's a 1, position 2 is a 1, position 3 is a 1. So 3 position trade. Target 1 is 20. Target 2 is 35. Target 3 is 65. The top target, in my opinion, the first target is important. I don't like super big targets on volatile trades, because if it goes against you, very often it will fill the first target. and you'll make a small amount of money and you'll live to survive day after day, and you'll be able to grab the big winners instead of having loser after loser after loser because you went for too big a target on your first target. So 20, 35, 65 on the targets. The stop is 50. We've discovered you don't need a big stop on this trade. If it hits the first target, I move my stop to break even, BE. I put the time on 0. We will check the bracket. Right now the chart's on sim. Put your chart trader on sim. Turn on the pre-MNQ trade.
Order submitted.
And perfect brackets. Very manageable.
canceled.
Not too wide, not too tight, right? Then we'll put everything back to normal. Right click, strategy, highlight the breakout, put the time, 9:24:59. Put the chart back on the chart we're trading. All right. Apply it. And we have one more to load, the 9:30 breakout. So click News Trader again. It's a breakout trade. I'm going to load my template, and we call this MNQ New Open. Right click it, rename it today's date, load it. Now this trade, I'm not configuring it. It's already set up. It's a 30 bracket. It's 20 and 100 on the targets. 20 for target 1, 100 target 2. The stop is 125 ticks. Target 1 stop move is break even. All right. I will configure it after my pre-open trade. The only thing I'll do is I'll make sure it's the number of contracts I want to trade and it's on the account I want to trade. Because if I'm stuck in the pre-open trade for long, I might not have time to configure this, but I still want to trade it. The rules of the pre-open 925 trade are you exit that trade before the market opens, because we have a specific market open setup. And the testing we did is the pre-open trade is to exit before the market opens. All right. Choose the account, make sure it's labeled breakout MNQ open, whatever you want to label it that makes sense so you can differentiate all your setups. One more time, it's a 30 bracket, 20 on target 1, 100 on target 2. Stop is 125, and we would have no argument if you went all the way up to 200, 250 ticks on your stop. 50 cents per tick is the risk on the MNQ. So a 250 tick stop is only $125. That's not going to blow up your prop account if the trade goes against you. Even with 3 contracts, right? So we will turn on
like the European Commission,
our pre-MNQ,
the EU-US customs agreement will be adhered
turn on our MNQ magnet, and turn on our MNQ reverse continue. Make sure that our chart trader is on the correct account. And we are trading the MNQ funded this morning. We want our pre-MNQ open. Then we have an MNQ magnet and an MNQ reverse continue. We have the breakout at 9:30 for the MNQ, which is not enabled yet. And we have a YM range trade, 925 to 930, not enabled yet because we may just go high of day, low of day on the YM this morning, or maybe because we're far from the high of day, low of day at the moment, we could trade the range and then turn the high of day, low of day magnet into auto. We did that, I think, last Friday and made money on both trades. Roz, I can try and do it right now for you. Let me see. Let's see if it works. This should not, is not really the problem, Roz. However, I certainly don't mind trying. I'll tell you when you can turn your Ninja back on. You could turn your Ninja off. I'll tell you when you can turn it on. Anyone else have any questions? So I thought we had a decent webinar yesterday. It was, there's not a lot to teach about the end of the day trade. I taught the setup. I have two end of the day trades that I take. I mean, I also love to scalp after the close. Not for a very long period of time. Roz, you could turn it back on. Let me know if it worked. I like the first 1550 end of day is my favorite. I like taking that trade generally on a Friday. The 1550, I think if I'm just trading in an eval, then I'll risk both trades. Although sometimes, if you're having a horrible day and you win on the first one, you could trade the second one micros. In a funded account, sometimes I'll try the first one on micros and then do the second one on full size. But I will trade the end of day setups in funded accounts. I think that the end of day setup is good enough. I think you can dedicate one funded account to it and just trade that. And I bet you could get paid on that account. I'd be willing to bet. I haven't done it, but I'm betting you can do it. A 1550 is Hail Mary to save your day. I mean I'm laughing because I totally relate. I mean, sometimes if I've had a miserable morning, I definitely think about that. It's not. I don't. I don't do it as a Hail Mary, Calvin. See, Hail Mary would mean extra contracts. I generally do it to just make the day better or to make the day profitable. I don't like to blow up accounts with Hail Marys. That's more how I like to look at it. It's even though it's only $19, the $19 it all starts adding up after a while. When you look at how much money you spent. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. You too, right? TJ, what do you mean, Brandon? End of day on Nasdaq or gold? So I'm talking the Nas, talking end of day Nas. Okay, okay. But this is the end of day NQ, which the setup I love. I mean, I love it. It is a nerve-wracking trade. The risk of the trade is volatility, liquidity. That's the risk. Volatility, liquidity. Hey, fine. Volatility, liquidity. Let's get ready. We need to think about 945. Let me show you. I don't have a DMM. We have a setup. I don't have a proper DMM. we have a setup that we tested for gold on the flash manufacturing. 30 and 50 on a trap would have worked the last 4 months with a 30 stop. All right. Was real, probably was a stop in February. It was real close. Maybe today we should do 30. I'm going to do 30 and 55. I'm going to do 30 and 55 today on the trap. All right. There have not been good breakouts on this report. If somebody wants to be crazy and try the MNQ, we have something we've started testing on flash manufacturing MNQ 75 and 100 on the tiers. All right. 75 and 100. How did I get my NinjaTrader board to make it so I can enable my strategies on the board itself? Polly, do you mean this board? This board here? Yes? Okay, make sure, see where the green light is? Make sure you have the right tab chosen. Strategy tab. If you have your account tab chosen, which we use a lot, you'll see how you're doing on all your individual accounts. Put it on your strategy tab. Now you'll see all your enable. Tell me if I'm right. Still not working, Roz, so it's got to be something. Your ID is fine. Your ID is fine. Okay, Polly, good. There's all these little things that you don't know in the beginning, not your fault. Some of them are ninja things, about how a strategy, how do you find a strategy? Right click the chart, click the word strategy, right? Now, we do have a quick start video. Everybody is welcome to it, of course. Let me give you the link. It's fairly recent. That's one of the biggest issues that I deal with. Here's the quick start video. Should you completely uninstall JOBB software and NinjaTrader? Now, if you can deal with it, I would, Roz. I don't think it's going to help. I think there's something going on in your setup that reinstalling is not going to fix. However, when I'm frustrated and I don't have an answer, there is a new NinjaTrader update. So I would update Ninja, make sure you're on the current version. Hopefully the current version didn't cause you problem. I don't know because I didn't update mine yet. I'll do it later. Which setup? What do you mean, Ross? If you reinstall, you're going to have to, you could, before you reinstall, back everything up. Back up your Ninja. So you can restore everything to where it was. Do you remember how to back up? Tools, export, backup file, tools, export, backup file, and then just save it. Then do all your uninstalling and stuff. And if it screws up, you could easily get back to where you are today. That which means you'll be back where you were when you got help yesterday. Which setup? Which setup has the problem? I think we don't know. That's the problem. We don't know what the problem is. That's the problem. Now we have our 925 trade getting ready to trigger. All right. Roz, I would have to look on their website. I don't know what their current version number is without looking on the site right now. But the update came out yesterday, or so if you didn't update in the last 3 days, I don't believe you have the most recent one. It just came out. I first saw it yesterday. That's the first day I saw it. All right.
Order submitted.
So
Order
here's
taker
our,
failed.
okay, we hit our first
Order
target
failed.
and pulled back. So it's just a small winner. We did not hit our second target. Too bad. Too bad. So I'm done with my pre-open. That was quick. I'm removing it. Now I'm going to look at my open 930 setup, right? My 930. And I'm going to just set my brackets. So I'm going to highlight the breakout. 929.59. I'm going to make the 9 a 0. 30 on the bracket. 20 and 100 on my targets. 125 on my stop. But I'm going to put my chart on sim for a minute. Apply it and OK it. Spread the chart. Put the chart trader on sim. I just want to see my bracket for the
Order
market
submitted.
open. That's a good bracket for the market open. It's a
Order
little big,
canceled.
but you need a big bracket on the market open so you can see what's going on. That's not the main trade. I am concerned because it is funded. 1029.59 is the trigger. It is funded, but the RTY to me is more important because it's a more risk, and I'm trading it in a better funded account. My MNQ is a new funded account, so it's far away from any hope of a payout at the moment. So now I'll put my chart trader back on the account, and I'll turn off all my MNQs for a minute, turn them all off, and I'll turn them on in the order of importance. What do I mean? Order of importance. What's the main trade I'm trading on the MNQ open? Breakout MNQ open. Then the magnet. Then reverse continue. That seems to give us the least amount of problems with our buttons. Now I'm being asked by one of our YouTubers, when showing setting panel, it's blurry. Oh, I can change our YouTube resolution. You think our YouTube resolution is too low? Okay, so I'll see if I can figure out how to do that. Look what Francis is writing, Roz. Whoa. What the heck? What the heck? I still trade the open, everyone. I might. I trade the open. That was a gigantic candle. Gigantic candle.
1 minute to go now till we get the market and open imbalance.
All right, so watching MNQ looks like it wants to take a short, right? But you could get totally surprised. I don't try to outthink the open ever. I
US
don't
tech
try to
companies release
outthink it.
open letter on open weight models.
I'm
10 seconds
watching the
till market and open
RTY
imbalance.
YM turning on automatic, looking for high of
Order
day, low
submitted.
of day.
Market and open imbalance. S&P 500 buy
My
side
order
165
on
million.
the
Nasdaq 100 sell
MNQ
side
did not
26
trigger.
million. Dow 30 buy side 52 million.
MNQ
Mag
did
7 sell
not
side
trigger.
14 million.
I may
In
have made a
regards to the
mistake
US tech companies releasing
turning
open letter on
off
open
my
weight models,
MNQ.
Nadler posted the letter on
All right,
OpenX
it
and
didn't
AID
trigger.
OpenX.
I'm going to look and see why. My RTY hasn't triggered. Trying to decide if I want to just pass this morning on the RTY. This is really unusual
And
behavior.
also says that tech companies relying only on closed AI models is not inherently safe.
So I'm watching the RTY. It is bullish, not bearish.
Order submitted.
I'm letting it
Order filled.
fill. I'm glad I let it fill. It
US
hit the
tech companies
first
say US
target.
faces
Order
choice of
It
filled.
hit
open weight
both
with buy.
targets with no intervention. That's my proof of why I don't want to mess around with the setups. YM, we didn't get anything yet. We didn't get anything yet. I wasn't watching to see if the range would work. I want the
Seeing an
MNQ
American
low
Express
of
share
day
falling 5% at the
on the
open versus
magnet.
February. The AI
That's the
letter
trade I
signed
want.
by Anderson Horowitz, IBM,
Low
Meta,
of day.
and others.
I'll take that if we get close. See if we can test the low of day on the MNQ. Not sure why my breakout didn't trigger. What did I do wrong on my MNQ? Ah, I had it at 10 o'clock. All right, my mistake. 10 o'clock trade. I think it would have been a winner. I think it would have been a winner. I made a mistake. Won't be the last mistake I ever make, friends, right? A lot of setups. Sometimes I goof. RTY Magnet is over. Another profitable winner in a good funded account. Love that trade. Who traded the YM open range? Did it work?
Seeing rising shares
Did it
rising once
work?
got 7% up, the company lifts annual forecast for adjusted profit and free cash flow.
Somebody let me know if that was a winner. So I accidentally put the wrong time on my MNQ open. I don't know that it would have worked. It went up first. Went up first. I can see it went up on the candle. The YM, I think I would let it fill to the short side. I definitely would. If it wants to test the low, I will let it. All right. You could target the previous open. You got to do it right this second. If you're going to do it, you have to set it up right this second. I'm going to target the low. Target the low. Francis, you got scared, right? I was scared, but I didn't touch it. I'm not touching it. I don't touch that RTY. I just don't touch it. It's gotten me money. It's made me money. It's gotten me paid. I'm not touching it. I'm just not. There's been big ranges that have worked. Small ranges that have worked every time I turn it off to try and outthink it. I'm sorry. Yes, there's been a couple of times where it got me. All right, folks, I'm done on MNQ. We got to trade Flash Manufacturing. So turning off MNQ, all right? All MNQs are off. I made a mistake and I think I missed the open. It's not the end of the world. I will let the YM trade. I'm going to a gold chart. GC 0826. I have a trap trade for Flash Manufacturing. And Francis, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. Please don't think I'm trying to make you feel bad. I'm just trying to tell you what happens to me when I try to outthink the market. The market bites me 90% of the time. So I have a trap trade for Flash Manufacturing. We need the news.
Tim is going to get the S&P manufacturing
We
PMI
have
flash
10
and
minutes.
services composite. Manufacturing PMI forecast 54.4 prior 53.9 with a range of 55.5 to 53.
I still have not
PMI
tried to
forecast
prevent the
51.5 prior
pop-ups in
51.2 with a range of
investing.com.
56.4 to
Hey, I forgot about
45.7.
new home
And composite
sales.
forecast
We have a trap
56.2
trade for
prior
that also.
51.9.
So I'm here trading a few more trades. Few more trades. I'm going to keep my news off to the side. I don't feel like screwing around with it this morning. RTY, I had a great signal and I missed it. I missed it. I have an audio alert now. I'll have to turn that on and test it. All right. RTY, I'm not trading it right now. I'm done. So I'm turning off my RTY setups because we have news. We have different things to do. All right. So RTY, I made my funded money and I can walk away from it right now. I don't have a problem walking away from it. All right. That's the way you have to be. You have to be able to walk away from whatever it is you got to walk away from. All right. So Flash Manufacturing, and then we're going to have new homes. I have a trap trade for that too. So this could easily blow up my prop account. I will trade full size gold on these traps. Full size gold on the traps. I'm down 600. I'm down 600 on my eval this morning. YM. I'll have to turn off my YM because I'm trading that in the same account. So I'm keeping an eye on my YM. I don't need my... Did anyone trade the YM opening range? No one's
Bank of
answering.
America Global Research raises price target
Here's the
A and
trap
Z
trade
to
for
$620
945
from $560.
Flash Manufacturing. Turn on the trap. We do have a reverse continue for gold. Let's make sure that's set up. If the trap doesn't work, well, we don't have time to screw around with it. Why? Because we have new homes at 10. All right. Reverse continue. One contract, 50 target, 50 stop for gold. All right. And trading gold in our eval. Label it GC. Reverse continue. All right. Then we're going to add our trap trade. 944.55 trigger. 944.55. The stop is 30. It's a big stop. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. 944.55 is our trigger. Tier 1. We said we were going to do 30. Tier 2, 55. If it spikes more than 85 ticks, we're going to get stopped out. All right, because we have that's our zone of safety. Tier 2 plus the stop. 85 ticks. Label it trap GC, trading it in the eval. All right, in the eval. Remember, I showed you the spike sheet. I showed it to you, right? I showed you the spike sheet. Now I'm turning off my YM. We have an MNQ trap. Let's do it. Let's set up our MNQ trap. We're going to get rid of our YM. The MNQ trap. First, I'll leave the magnet on for the MNQ. One position, multiple contracts, stop of 100. Stop of 100. That's our magnet. Label it MNQ magnet. I'll
I'm
trade the
just gonna
MNQ
give you
setup in a
manufacturing
funded
PMI
account.
and services
All right,
PMI flash
MNQ magnet.
forecast for the manufacturing 54.4
Don't
prime
need the
54.9
MNQ range.
services PMI flash forecast 51.5
MNQ
prime
reverse
54.2
continue.
and composite PMI
We'll
flash
set that
forecast
up.
52.2 prime
Label it
51.9.
MNQ reverse continue. Couple of contracts. 100 target, 100 stop. It's only 50 cents a tick on the MNQ. All right. And we're testing this new trap trade on the MNQ with Flash Manufacturing. Turn on the trap. 944.55 is the trigger. 944.55. I'd use a 75 stop at the moment. Yeah, let's use a 75 stop. I'm just doing two contracts. It's not a lot of risk. It's not a huge amount of risk. It's a new setup. We want to see how it goes. Label it trap MNQ. And what did we say? We had tiers of 75. Tier 1 is 75. Tier 2 is 100. I'm going to trade it in a funded account. I have this new funded account. I'm going to do it for a little bit riskier stuff because I just have too many funded accounts and hardly any evals. You cannot trade two trap trades in one account because it's too many contracts. You'll get an error. It just enables too many contracts for the prop account to allow it. Margin would not allow it either. So we have an MNQ trap. Just make sure your charts are spread wide because they're big tiers. Okay, you can always readjust. Gold, not so big, so you can just remember, turn on your trap first. Why? Turn on the trap first so you see the cancel outer tier button. Seeing the cancel outer tier, thank you very much. Forgot to change to the MNQ, darn it. Beautiful magnet. Trap MNQ, cancel outer tier, trap gold. I see the cancel outer tier. That's a button that if only one tier gets filled, you can cancel the extra order so you can move your stop into safety. Okay. Now I don't have a magnet on gold. I have a reverse continue. Let's get a magnet on gold. One position, 50 target. That's all you need to do. Label it GC magnet. We don't have a lot of time. Trade's coming up. And our gold is in our eval. All right. Turn it on. You'll see signals. Get the clock out of the way. And we're ready. We're ready. The magnet will automatically take a trade only if the magnet entry button is purple. Only if it's
Can now
purple.
lead with a manufacturing P1.
And you have it set to target something. You have to have orders on the chart. If you're targeting high of day, low of day, or if you're targeting the VWAP, you'll see the heavy orders. If there's no heavy orders, you should not ever have the magnet button on. Sander Beautiful, that just gave you a positive day. So it won't give you a trade automatically unless the purple magnet entry button is set to, unless the white magnet entry button is pressed to magnet auto. All right.
10 seconds.
Here come our trap orders.
Order submitted.
Needs to be a little wider.
Order canceled.
Gold
53 spot
filled
8, 53 spot
late.
8, lower than forecast of 54 spot 4. Services 53 spot
Gold
6, 53 spot 6.
Cancel
high
the
forecast,
outer
51
tier.
spot 5,
Canceled.
Scott
Stop
53
to
spot 6,
safety.
53 spot 6. High in the forecast.
Now it's
53
starting. If
spot
it
2.
pulls back, it's still going to be a $200 trade, roughly 180. MNQ didn't fill. I would cancel the trap. It MNQ's just chopping. I would cancel it.
Order canceled.
It's just chopping. Gold trying to catch the reversal up. Okay.
Order
Trying to catch
canceled.
it. Pulled back on me, but that was like a $200 trade.
So from the
See, I had
report,
orders, high of day, low of day, Polly, but they didn't trigger the trade because it wasn't on. But the button will blink, and if you press the button when it's blinking, it will turn your trade on.
However, this improvement was
So the
confined to
magnet
services.
is
Although
fantastic
growth
because
slowed
if you
sharply,
get signals,
supply and supply delays meanwhile
it will
worsened,
allow you to turn the trade on.
years with the ongoing conflict
All right?
in the Middle East. Price pressures also intensified with
We
input
did the
cost
right
escalation
thing by
reaching
canceling the
all-time
MNQ.
highs
MNQ's
and
just
selling price
dropping.
inflation close to
It was
4
not a
years
good
peak.
trap trade. Gold was perfect. Gold was perfect. The news was a little bit mixed. That causes usually more up and down movement than just a move in one
100
direction.
extended decline to 0.5% now.
Hang on, folks. Our landscaper is here. I don't want him to get bit. Let me make sure my dog is here. Okay, so let's recap that trade. Overall, we had a pretty good morning. Another very good morning, if you think about it. Made a couple of $100 on the trap trade. Got out too early. Look at the beautiful reversal. Left a lot on the table. That's on me for moving my stop way too close. I do that way too often. I think we'd made the right move by canceling the MNQ trap. RTY winning funded market open. YM, we did not have a trade. No big deal. Happens. MNQ pre-open was a target one winner. We had a nice oil pre-open winner. We had no stops except my own personal scalping in the morning. Oh, sorry. American Express was a stop earnings. That was a lousy trade. Now, gold. Remember I said gold wants to make that darn high, right? It never did it. Is it going to do it now? Do you want to take a magnet and risk blowing up the account? I still think gold's going to test the high. Why not enter now? It's a lot of risk. Gold is risky. You could change your gold chart to MGC and do it.
Order submitted.
I think gold's going to the high. I don't want to blow the account up, but I think it's going. If I blow it up, it's going to cost me 19 bucks. My stop, it really should be below that candle. I don't know if I can survive that stop. Let's find out. What do you say? This is my last trade of the morning. I hate to end on a loser, but it's a scalp. All of our planned set. Oh, shoot. New home sales. 10 o'clock. New home sales. 10 o'clock. Gold trap trade. All right. I'll stay in this for a couple of minutes. Let's see if we can get out with a small profit. I don't want to blow the account up so I can still trade it. So if it stops me out here, I've got one more shot on a trap trade to make it back.
For US new home sales units, 0 spots, 607
Gold,
million,
if it goes and tests the
0
high,
0 million. US new home sales
I'll
trading
trade
company
it.
Forecast 4.8%.
Now we only have a gold setup on new home sales. So we could set it up on the middle, the right chart. This volatility might get us. It just went negative. It just went negative. Going to turn off my MNQ. Get rid of my MNQ. We're going to change this to a gold chart. And I'll set up my new home trap in the middle, but I'll have to exit my other trade because it's the same account. Okay. New home sales. It is a gold trap trade. Our gold trap trade on new home sales. First of all, 959.55 on the trigger, 30 on the stop. What the heck is our setup? Hang on. No DMM on this one. This is just our testing.
Order filled.
So I got stopped. I'm still alive to trade one more trap trade on that account. Let me find my setup. I'm still alive. New homes. Ooh. It's a pretty small trap. 30 and 55. 30 and 55. Right, let's set it up on the left chart. We'll just adjust everything on the left chart. Right click. We already have a magnet set up. We already have a reverse continue set up. All right. The trap. Oh, it's the same as our previous 30 and 55, 959.55 on the trigger, 959.55 on the trigger. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1, stop is 30. It's pretty much the same setup. Trade it in the eval, all right. Label it, it's already labeled, trap GC in the eval. We're ready. We're ready to go. Let's look at the ES on our middle chart. First of all, let's turn on our gold trap trade. So we get our cancel outer tier button. Turn on our gold reverse continue and our gold magnet. Magnet second, reverse continue third. All right. MNQ, ES in the middle. So let's do MES. 0926. All the data didn't load. Okay, did you notice that? All the data didn't load properly. Right click, reload all historical data. It didn't work. Sometimes it does. Change the time frame of the chart. Sometimes that'll do it. Nope, there's a gap in the data. Sometimes if you change the instrument, it'll do it. Even the ES has a data issue there. All right, so we'll just watch the ES on new homes. I have a reverse continue set up. I'll just trade with a 40 target and a 30 stop. ES reverse continue.
5 minutes ago now to begin the US new home sales units. Forecast 0.
And I'm not going to trade it.
0 million US new home sales.
It's in a funded account,
fourth
so
quarter,
I'll
September
only
5,
trade it
97.3%.
one contract. I don't want to take a lot of risk in that account on a trade that we don't usually trade
Just keeping
the
an eye
ES.
on NASDAQ 100 declining 1%.
It's not a trap trade on the ES,
So yeah, NASDAQ 100.
and I
only
will
dropped
put
to 1%
the
now.
magnet, convert it to an ES magnet, just one position, 30 stop, label it ES magnet, funded account, make sure the account is on that correct account. Not sure what happened to the data with the ES. Not sure what happened to the data. Does anyone else have data issues on the ES? Where it's not loading everything? Knit and gold. I've been trying to get a gold high of day test all morning. Look. Gold magnets. It's just gold's not up enough on the day. It's been hours since it last tested. Gold's just not up all that much on the day today. Not sure what's up with our ES data. Reloading all the data doesn't help, makes it worse. Just makes it worse.
According to Al Jazeera breaking on their X, they say that commander of Central Brigade in Israeli army says that they will launch, that they are launching a large-scale operation in the West Bank and will take all necessary measures to stop escalation and restore calm.
Al Jazeera says Israel's launching some sort of operation in the West Bank. We're still streaming. So if you're out there on YouTube, say hello. Only one person's been talking to us on YouTube, and we appreciate that, Mr. Markman. But if there's anybody else out there, tell us. I'm not watching the stream, I'm just watching the chat. So I don't know how many thousands of people are watching. So in 2 minutes, we're going to have a trap trade on new home sales. The spike sheet is pretty good. The spike sheet is pretty good. 3 in a row. The fourth one blasted us to smithereens with a stop. Blasted us to smithereens. But the previous 3 were fabulous. So 3 out of 4 is worth a trade. Look at you, animalistic animal. Did
Once
not
again, I
set
have
up a
colleagues with the
gold
US new
trap.
home sales unit.
I mean, a gold magnet to trade. Just watching. Son of a dog. Perfect gold magnet. Nitin, did you trade it? Or were you just watching it like I was? Now I feel stupid. I just got stopped on that trade, you all. Right? My stop was just too small. Don't be afraid to take more risk than normal in these volatile markets. That's reality. That's the way God planned it. That's the way He meant
10
it
seconds.
to be. Billy Preston.
Order submitted.
Okay, here's our trap trade, new home sales. Go down first. I'd rather a
0.628 million,
short than a long.
0.628 million. I have a forecast of 0.607
Now,
million.
if it goes
US new home
down,
sales
I'll
change
let it
monthly
fill. I
0.6% to
don't know that I'll
0.6%.
let it
So I will
fill
have a
short
forecast of 4.8%.
because it moved up first and did not fill. It moved up first and did not fill. In reality, this trade shouldn't be taken. It moved up. Our tiers were too big. The truth is, you can allow it to go short and you'd be following the trap trade rules. You should not allow it to go long. I would cancel this
Just keeping an
trap.
eye on the dollar here, just
It's
seeing a bit
just
of a
not
decline.
done
No
what
news
we
to
would
back up
have
the move.
thought.
It's a
The only
slow,
reason I'm going to
slow
let it
decline.
trade short is
So
for a
no news
retrace
headlines coming
of
through
that
at the
gold
moment.
burst.
No reaction from WTI or the S&P 500.
I will
Again,
let it
also on the
trade
FTSE
short if
overall.
it goes up. See, I just missed it. Oh, you crazy, crazy nut. Just missed it. Go up. Go up. I might let this fill no matter what. Gold's so choppy,
We
right?
have posted out the US new home sales July report on the feed for you to read
How
as
was
well.
the news? The news was good. Better than expected new home sales. Ultimately, you should cancel this trap trade. If you're really trading for real,
Seeing prior revisions coming
it
through
should be
now for the
canceled.
US new home sales
It should
units.
be
Prior
canceled.
revised
We
to
missed the short
0.61,
twice.
that's 0
Missed
Order
it
0.61 million
twice.
canceled.
from the original prior of
Now, it
0.580
did
million.
fill me long.
US new home sales
Gold
change prior revised
has
to
been
minus
bullish
4.3%
before the
from the original
news.
prior of minus 7.3%.
I might not let too much happen here. Cancel the
Order
outer
canceled.
tier. Stop to safety. Now I can't lose no matter what. Trail, if it goes up, if it makes a new high, we're cooking with gas. No matter what, we have a couple of $100. If it goes up, I'll trail a little bit with each move up. Break the wick. Break the wick.
Order canceled.
All right. Couple of bucks, couple of hundred, roughly 200 on that. Watch it make a new high. Let's watch for a minute. Folks, I'm just watching now. All right, everybody. I am going to say goodbye on YouTube so I don't forget to turn it off. Take my clothes off in the office and wind up naked on YouTube. I've come close to doing that. Thank you, everyone on YouTube. Really appreciate it.